Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome back to the studio. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. And of course, welcome back to Chelsea News, the series, the daily series that's taking you through this transitional period with Chelsea Football Club, reflecting on the news or reacting to the news, giving my opinion on it, more importantly, asking for yours. Lots to get into today. We've got Reece James meeting Todd Boehly, finding out some positive ideas, projections, I suppose. Jules Kounde in London, Spanish fullbacks at the door, and the takeover expected to be completed soon. And I just sort of want to read some quotes from Reece James talking about moving forwards, of course, absolutely massive. We can talk about some stuff in between. Get comfortable, please do drop a like. I appreciate all your interactions. Thank you, dear viewer/listener. You're welcome to subscribe, of course. I guess hashtag road to 200k, which sounds wild, but this is where we are, building this community together. Let's start off with Marcos Alonso, who was nowhere to be seen on the final day, certainly in the Chelsea squad. Just going to quickly read and reference something off Sport Witness. Announcement may be much closer. Chelsea player set to ask the Blues to let him go this summer. Of course, we're referring to left wing-back Marcos Alonso. He's publicly expressed his desire to play in La Liga during the last international break. Interesting. Over the past few weeks, Barcelona have been named as the main contender to sign the 31-year-old, 32 next season. And then the left wing back, has a year left on his contract at Chelsea, and the Catalan club want him so that they can provide cover and competition for Jordi Alba next season. Jordi Alba's got to be pretty old as well. Signing two Spanish fullbacks in their 30s from Chelsea. Sport have reported a report titled Marcos Alonso will ask to leave. Within the report, it said the Spain international has decided to leave Thomas Tuchel's side and return to his home country. The defender will, quote, soon ask the Chelsea leaders to facilitate his departure and negotiate with the La Liga side. The West London club will not let him leave for free. Chelsea never do, especially considering Marina Granovskaya is still knocking about. She won't want Chelsea getting mugged off. Alonso's club teammate Cesar Azpilicueta is also wanted by Barcelona, and they're confident of getting him. Explain Xavi Hernandez's side. They have an agreement in place with the duo, both Alonso and Azpilicueta. Barcelona are convinced that they will sign both Chelsea fullbacks, but it looks like Alonso's announcement might be much closer than Azpilicueta's. They again stress that Alonso has asked the Blues to leave. It's claimed Chelsea have given the word that they will cooperate for him to change clubs. Sport add Alonso's exit can be done for a symbolic figure this summer. They'll want to make some money. Look, Alonso's still played a lot for the third place, reaching loads of finals in the Premier League, Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? I won't cry for Marcos Alonso. He's been an excellent servant. He's a divisive character like Willian was for Chelsea, but scored some great goals, put in some great performances, was integral to a title win. Thank you very much, Marcos Alonso. Similarly, Azpilicueta has not been good this season, certainly the second half. He's our captain, though, and he's been an absolute. I think Cesar Azpilicueta is a Chelsea legend. He's won every single trophy, captaining us to a European Cup, so I will thank him. And I won't really cry for either. Their exit both represents a Chelsea evolution, which is absolutely mandatory at this point. So Chilwell back in the team, going to be in pre-season. Tuchel's very pleased about that. He's spoken about the importance of both Reece James, more on him in a moment, and Chilwell being healthy in the team. Emerson looks like he's going to come back. Now, Thomas Tuchel did wax lyrical about Emerson Palmieri for a lot. So he will seemingly be the rotational left choice. He was third choice behind Alonso and Ben Chilwell before he went on loan to Lyon. Understandably, he wasn't happy with that. Remember, he was a starting left-back for Chelsea, winning the Europa League, combining well with Eden Hazard on that left flank. That to becoming third choice, of course, unacceptable for a guy he started the final in the Euros and won the Euros of Italy. Thomas Tuchel likes Emerson, and I think he'll like him as a backup to Ben Chilwell, and with that, I have this gut feeling, this is speculative, Chelsea will not look to buy a left wing back. We're going to have Chilwell and Emerson Palmieri. We might look to get someone like Perisic, who, of course, we reacted to the news, reportedly agreed a deal with Chelsea. He's still not agreed a renewal because he wants more money. Chelsea reportedly would offer him said money. He could offer a cover on both sides, left wing back and right wing back. Of course, he's a very experienced player too. And of course, you could also talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi, could give back up to Reece James at right wing back, which is not necessarily ideal, but in theory, Chelsea could go into next season not buying a wing back, having James and Chilwell back as first choice, and having Emerson and, of course, Hudson-Odoi. Or indeed, maybe Ziyech if you're really, really attacking, but he might also be sold. Anyway, we've spoken enough about the Spanish fullbacks. Let's move on. Before we talk about Reece James's quotes, let's talk about Jules Kounde. Of course, we're all expecting Jules Kounde to be the first in the door. Spotted in London the last couple of days, speaking to loads of fans going up to him. And, making sort of relatively cryptic comments, but basically wanting to join Chelsea, saying maybe, which often means, I'm coming, baby! Let's read an article by Jake Stokes on football.london real quick to gain some insight and remind you guys the information. Chelsea fans have spotted a major transfer hint regarding the future of Jules Kounde. The 23-year-old has been heavily linked with a move to Stamford Bridge this summer, and indeed last summer, and was pictured with a fan in London, and multiple fans at this point. He's featured 32 times for Sevilla in La Liga this season, playing a significant role in the Spanish Giants, retaining the best defensive record in the league. I did not know that. That is alluring. Best defensive record in the league, defender. That's the kind of young defender you want at Chelsea. His impressive displays have attracted the attention of Europe's leading sides. According to Goal, the groundwork has been put in to sign the France international once sanctions on Chelsea are lifted and Todd Boehly's consortium takeover is complete. Which, pause, by the way, I didn't want to do a whole segment on this because it's literally a statement. It seems like that will be imminent. I'm not going to report on these Portuguese national problems with Roman Abramovich because it's getting boring, these same hiccups. It will be announced within 24, 48 hours. We'll react accordingly when it does. The Blues were linked with Kounde ahead of last season and were understood to agree a deal of £43 million, according to The Athletic. The Athletic reports generally pretty darn well, and we, inclined to believe The Athletic. £43 million for a young French international defender like Jules Kounde is actually very good business, if you ask me. However, the subsequent sale of Kurt Zouma to West Ham reportedly saw Sevilla's sporting director Monchi increase the price to £69 million with Chelsea, which halted their pursuit. That's exactly what I've speculated. I'm sure you guys, many of you have watched this channel quite a lot. I've always said that's what I thought happened. I thought they moved the goalposts when Chelsea sold Zouma because they were a centre-back down and they were money up. So Sevilla thought they could take Chelsea for a ride, but they did not know we had Trevor Chalobah in the chamber. So, we were absolutely sorted in the end. He's been heavily linked with a move to West London. Real Madrid have also been credited with an interest in the Frenchman, according to reports, but they're getting, just got Alaba, and they're getting, of course, Antonio Rudiger on a free-ish. Though, if Chelsea fans' latest hint is to believe, Tuchel's side have been given a major boost in beating Los Blancos to the defender's signature. Kounde will become the first signing of a new era. So basically, he's been pictured in London with Chelsea fans going up to him. The Blues boss said, "We are rebuilding. We are not improving the squad. We are rebuilding. This is always challenging. We are up for the challenge. I don't know where we are from day one. What I can promise you is I will be here. I can promise that with full energy and positive energy for no matter what. We will still work for Chelsea, and I refuse to think of negative scenarios. We will be competitive. On which level, we will see." The hint being, we were building, Chelsea have agreed terms with Kounde, and Tuchel is going to be here. So pretty positive news to see him in London, talking to fans. I think he's probably ready for these, as soon as the sanctions lifted, right, down on the table, sign that deal, and Sevilla probably. I don't want to be cynical, and this is allegedly and speculatively, but there might be certain conversations going on regardless, despite sanctions. That's all I'm going to say there. As much as I hate referencing articles from the Daily Mail, I am going to do so here because it seems to have aggregated and consolidated some information of Reece James talking and some quotes. So I'm going to reference the Daily Fail in this instance. Reece James insists Chelsea's ambition will not be dimmed even as they move on from the Roman Abramovich era of success. He said, "Nothing is going to change," the defender said over the win after Watford. When incoming owner Todd Boehly greeted Thomas Tuchel's squad in the final whistle. Abramovich's lavish spending helped Chelsea win 19 major trophies in 19 years, but once the 4.25 billion takeover is completed, the summer represents the first test of Boehly's willingness to spend. Yeah, it's actually going to be huge, because remember Abramovich's first window, it won't be as like groundbreaking as that, because there was no financial fair play when Abramovich came in and he broke football, and essentially that's why everyone hates Chelsea. Quote, "It's been a strange moment for the club and, to change owners," James said. "It's going to be different moving forwards, but the ambition is still going to be the same. We're a massive club in the world and our aim is to win every trophy we can." On Boehly, he added, "Yeah, I spoke to him. I know he's passionate about the club. His aim is to win. We're not just going to go and change, we're not going to just change into a club that's participating. Everyone that plays at this club is ambitious. You're playing at this club for a reason. The quality of players is so high, no matter the owners, we're the ones to go out and perform on the pitch, and the next season we'll have more competitions to play in and hopefully get more trophies under our belt. It's a long and difficult campaign ended with 2 pieces of silverware, the Super Cup and the Club World Cup, of course. I don't want to remind you, we've lost both finals by a single penalty both times." James said he would not be happy with another season like this, despite all the turbulence caused by sanctions. He said, "It could have affected us wrong way, but I don't think too many of us read into it. As Sportsmail reported, Boehly is aware of the urgency to tie down James and his fellow academy graduate Mason Mount onto new deals, but James, who has 3 years left at his boyhood club, said, 'At the moment, there's nothing going on with the contract.' The 22-year-old created Ross Barkley's winner, of course, in the final there. I don't really want to be out for people to say that he's missed. I want to be playing every game." And so he's referencing when he was out with injury, Reece James here. "And this season has probably been my worst season for injuries. I've picked up more than I ever have before. That's something I need to work on going into the new season. But I'm sure there's a few things I can do to adapt going into the new season and try and make sure I don't have a recurring same injuries." Brilliant. Excuse me. Burping down the mic there. Brilliant. Reece James talking about, look, worst season with injuries. I don't want to be that guy and they're like, "Oh, I've really missed Reece James." They really missed Reece James. He's like, "I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy in the team playing." He's spoken to the new owner, Todd Boehly, and he's like, "Yeah, we're not just going to be this team that are just here to participate in the Premier League and try and be essentially Arsenal." I think what he's trying to say without saying it is Arsenal. Let's be real. He's saying, look, we're here to win, and like the article says in the Daily Fail, Todd Boehly, this is an opportunity for him to be like, right, boom, we're in trouble. Not just the sanctions, Chelsea's recent form and general squad dysfunction. Look, we got a good coach, we got some good academy graduates, but this isn't Chelsea. I can bring you back to Chelsea. And that's a big clear out. The Spanish fullbacks, we can do a whole back 4. Alonso, Christensen, Rudiger, Azpi. New defence, a new midfielder in there. I'm not sure what's going on with the attackers, but of course there'll be loads of rumours around silly season for us to follow and react to accordingly. Maybe do some deep dives on scouting reports and look at stats, because we all love stats, don't we? So thank you for joining me. Make sure you drop a like. Thank you for subscribing to Football Therapy. If there is an announcement or news imminent, I will always hopefully be the first to react, and you can find me here. So see you very soon. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.